And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Libra. Welcome to Koi Place Tarot. My name is Koi, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. As a set of quick announcements, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way, when uploads are made, you can see what the stars are trying to say to you. Also, if interested, individual reads are back up and open. Either message or email me directly. Link is on main. We'll set it up, okay? So, Libra, what are we looking at this round of reads? This is going to be your one-to-one read for the month of June. One-to-one being a salad reading that I do where party A is on this side, party B is on this side, and we're trying to examine the intricate dynamics happening between the two. So, two big caveats to this style of reading. The first, this style of reading tends to get the label of love reads. I very much disdain and tend to reject that label because it's not always lovely, right? We talk about everything that comes up at this table. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is not a good practice for me to lie to you about what I'm seeing. We talk about good and bad, everything that goes on here, right? The second, it ain't always going to be about love. Promise you. It could be about friends, family members, co-workers, neighbors, somebody you just met, right? Just what's the most prevalent issues about what's going on between point A and point B. So, as preamble to this read, Libra, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, if it gets difficult, understand that I, as your tarot card reader, not here to misguide you and mislead you. Trust me, I got 12 signs to do and none of the time to lie. Instead, we lay it out on the board, and good or bad, come rain or sunshine, we'll talk about it, because at the end of the day, tarot is a conversation, just an energetic one, okay? So follow along with me in your one-to-one read today, Libra, and yeah, let's see what the cards say. You're going to be over here, person's going to be over here. Show us the cards we need to see, please, for Libra in this read, in this one-to-one. What are the cards we need to see, please, for Libra in this read today? Between Libra and their person. Your side? Eight of Swords. Okay, the notion of powerlessness in the choice, but it also points you toward a more obvious answer on their end. Ten of Cups. Harmony. This is exactly where things should and could be. Strange, because while what they feel is true, it just doesn't match the vision that you see. And therefore, whatever thing that they say is the picture perfect situation between you and them, Libra, part of you is just internally, your body's rejecting it, your spirit's rejecting it, and you feel bad for saying that out loud, but it doesn't change how you actually feel on the inside. They have a vision of whatever dynamic you two got going on, and internally you're screaming that, no, I don't feel that, at least not right now. So the question isn't if, because that's already very abundantly clear. The question is why. I think that's what we're probably going to explore. So now that we have two individual spaces, we're going to look at fronts and backs. The backs being what's left to the wayside, what's left in the unsaid, and potentially the unknown. Fronts being what's being more directly communicated, the back and forth between the two parties. So what's the cards we need to see, please, for Libra in this read? What is going on the fronts and backs in this one-to-one? Well, and that's 4 cards perfectly. Okay, at the table I will take, and I will take them sideways because they fell out perpendicular. Sometimes it is just fun. Ooh, okay. Nine of Swords sideways. True essence of a nightmare. This is something that's been eating at you even before. And the Page of Pentacles, the willingness to try. Why? We have all of these anxious, and I mean just downright anxiety-ridden feelings about it, but we're going to push through and do it anyways. You don't want to do it, Libra. That's a very simple answer. On their end, Queen of Pentacles, okay, so being comfortable and secure in a choice. The Sun, okay, it's a contest of wills at this point. Got it. Sun, the most happiest and light-filled card in the deck. This will make them overjoyed and ecstatic to have their vision come to fruition. Thing is, at no fundamental level do you agree with it, Libra. I don't know what the disagreement is between you and this party, but they have a vision for you and them that internally screaming, you're rejecting it at an emotional and spiritual level. You're communicating, yeah, I might be interested. No, you're not. Not in the slightest. And I know that sounds cruel and it can kind of sound callous and rejecting, but I think that it is better, healthier, and safer for you to just say, I don't want this, rather than going through this process, because it's almost as if this person is bulldozing towards that dream. And then, accountability where accountability is due, your response is just, yeah, I guess I could go along with it. Even with all these fears and all this, anxiety fueled everything happening internally. So if they are to go off of your communicated response, right? Because I don't think you're even scratching the surface on what that Nine of Swords is about the situation. They think that you're okay with it too, because you're not standing up for yourself. You're not vocalizing what you truly feel. Okay. Last, individual position. Show the cards we need to see, please, between Libra and their person. Why is this vision or this hope, this picture perfect idea coming to fruition? What is the disagreement here? Show us cards we need to see, please. On your end, King of Wands. Yeah, okay, good. Now we have a lot more autonomy and a lot better things to show for it. You know what the right answer is, Libra. It's the one that you don't want to say out loud, but it doesn't change the fact that it's the right answer. On their end, the Tower. Because if this vision doesn't come to fruition, something comes crashing in and or breaking. Things start to fall apart, right? So this hard insistence that they have to make both of you fit into this, whatever, scheme or vision you have going on, Libra, it's almost this violent insistence of this has to work, this is going to work, and you're cool with it, right? Good, it's going to work, right? It's almost this hard insistence that it has to be a yes. And with that Tower coming in, I think they are also feeling your doubts as well. However, until you make a stand for it, the answer is already decided for you. And accountability, where accountability is due, Libra, you're not really doing much to argue against it. So I don't know what the situation is between you and this person. You do know what the right answer is. Your right answer is just standing up and saying, I don't agree to any of this. I don't want this, right? You're not at that stage yet. Whatever anxieties and fears that you're holding on to, they are starting to surmount. Maybe eventually they will get there, but you just not in that space yet. And on their side, they're just saying, oh, I'll be so happy if this all works out. And, Libra's on board with it. So we're gonna ride this until the brakes fall off, essentially. Even if the doubt is there. So now that we have, underneath, Page of Wands, the notion of optimism. However, with the amount of fire and disagreement and discontent on the board, Libra, that's not gonna be enough to hold this up. I'm sorry, it's not. A little bit of optimism can go a long way if there's better intentionality. Here, one person's will is becoming both of y'all's will. But the problem is, at the heart of the matter, it's not yours. So we can't, I guess I'm saying this to say as your reader, we can't play powerless and say, oh, decision was made for me. No, you have the ability to interrupt and say, I don't want this at all right now. Is it the likable decision based off of other external factors? No. And that's probably why the Nine of Swords sideways is there. But the reality is we can choose and do better. I need to understand why you don't want to do that. Because this person isn't necessarily making the choice for you. You're just not rejecting what you already internally feel is wrong. And therefore, they're taking the choice of what you're responding to, which is whatever they want. That's also a choice here. Okay. So now that we got two parties on the board, one looking at the other, so the cards that we need to see, please. And this 1-to-1 down the middle. What is being held between Libra and their person? is held between Libra and their person in this read today, please? That's a break. Break again. I'll just ask a question. Oh, I'm so hot in this room. Probably shouldn't have worn this really nice but kind of thick sweater. There you go. Down the middle. What's going on? Eight of Pentacles. Mastery. Here, we know the better answer. They know what they want. That's why they're insisting on the answer. You know what's right for you. That's why you're hesitant. Both of you have a different set of mastery here. But only one is vocalizing and basically making the choice for everybody. Two of Pentacles. Trying to make things balance out. Trying to make things work. However, I think if we keep on juggling this forever, that's where it starts to fall to the wayside, because again, we're pretending that we can't just stop the coins, stop the juggling process, stop putting everything into midair, and just make a decision here. Judgment. There we go. There we go. And so the lesson must be learned. If you do not make a decision for you, Libra, whoever this person is, no matter what well-intention they have, or what intention you may not even know, if you do not make the decision, it will be made for you. And by the time it gets made for you, it might be a little bit too late. I don't know what this means to you. Down the middle, Justice. You. This is your choice. They're looking to you, and you're trying to look within towards yourself. The thing is, the reason why you're not coming up with answers is not because you don't have them. You know the answer. The answer should be, I need to reject this. I need to refute this as quickly and as adeptly as I possibly can. Up to you to make that decision, though. High Priestess. Internally, we know what the right answer is. Our voice is screaming at us at this point. This needs to come to an end. Underneath it all, Eight of Swords, notion of powerlessness. See, I don't like that. I don't like that. And the only reason I'm saying this, Libra, there's way too much evidence on the board, whether that be the shared energy and emotions down the middle, or the individual reveal on both sides of everything being, turned to the sideways. That is already detailed. No, you're not powerless. You're actually very powerful. You're not making decisions, and therefore it will be made for you. And if you don't make this decision well and fast enough, other options and other things for you are going to fall immediately to the wayside. Because at the end of the day, inaction is still an action. You need to make a choice. Okay? As we move towards resolution, first define the major arcana strewn across the table for Libra's one-to-one read today. We'll first look at the sun. Why is the sun sideways? That's just so interesting. That didn't drop completely to the board, so I'll reshuffle. Why is the sun sideways? What is true happiness here? Show us cards that we need to see, please. Let's start here and move forward in the read. Okay. So the sun, Seven of Pentacles. Oh, okay. Into the Tower, before I say what I was about to say. Hierophant. Okay. A long-standing journey that has been decided, quote-unquote, by fate without actually reconsidering what it means. Here's what's going on there in Libra. We're doing it because it's tradition. What is happiness? I don't need to worry about that. That's been decided for me. So the Seven of Pentacles standing, whatever's going on in this decision between you and them, no. It's fine. It's fine because that is how it is done. I will be happy because that is what happiness looks like for me. And I'm not going to disobey this long-standing order of the Hierophant here. Again, not always good. Not always good, depending on the context. The Hierophant, the one who refuses to budge from what they deem as their path or their journey. If this doesn't work out, my entire world comes crumbling around me. So Libra, be on board with this. You're cool, right? Cool, good. Let's just skip past all the paperwork, right? And I don't even know why I said the word paperwork, but there's just this element that on their side, whatever they're insisting upon, they're not entirely happy with it first either. Let's make that abundantly clear first. The second, because it is some long-standing tradition, either in their practice, their family, whatever that means, they're saying, I will be happy because I did it because everybody else did it. And I'm very worried about that because on their end, that they're saying, no, this will happen regardless. Again, that violent insistence that, hey, Libra already said they're on board with it, so let's just skip past all of the necessary proceedings of what that could actually mean for the both of us. Right now, you know what the right choice is. You're just not making it. I don't know what that means for you, Libra. To Judgment, the Hangman. Will you make the right choice? It's dead obvious to you at this point. And it's to refute whatever this person is trying to claim for you. To Justice, King of Pentacles, you know the right investment for you. On their end, they're saying the right investment for you is whatever they want. On your end, the right investment for you is speaking up for yourself and totally negating that. We have two clashing ideologies at this point. However, you're not vocalizing it, so the answer is whatever they're saying. Problem is, if this goes through, Libra, this is something you might not be able to take back, and I don't know what that means for you. But if this goes through, then accountability where accountability is due. You can't totally blame them for everything if you didn't speak up. Okay? Next to the High Priestess, Wheel of Fortune. And everything was bound to change with time. Here, as we get closer and closer to whatever destination date this is, you have a choice to make. You could go along with something that your insides are screaming, this is blatantly wrong for you, you need to leave. Or you could ignore it and then be resentful later for a decision that you could have made. Just saying. In resolution, first, Eight of Pentacles, Mastery. Here, we know the situation. We can call a spade for what it is. And right now, it ain't looking good. You know better. That's how you do it and live in that purpose. And Two of Wands, what is your intentionality? What is your goal here? A decision must be made. Underneath it all, Ace of Cups. A new fulfillment, a new love, a new just overpouring of everything outside of the current, present, here and now. What's going on in this read, Libra? I don't want to say this is an arranged marriage or something like that, but hey, if that applies to you, then boom, I hit a nail on the head. What I can say is that whatever this person is trying to propose as an idea between you two, A, they don't really believe in it themselves, but hey, everybody else around me is doing it, so we might as well too. And B, if I'm to pursue this, then I'm going to hard insist on a happy, which means I think they're genuinely trying to approach you with the option of what do you want here? If not, they're just going to go with what they say happiness should be for them. I'm at this point, Libra, I don't think that either party wants this, but you above them, while they're saying, well, happiness will just come after I finish all this process and let's just get through with it. On your end, you're saying absolutely not. Internally, externally, not really fighting for yourself. We're not making the decisions necessary to cause, enough friction to spark a change. We're just not doing it yet. And so down the middle, the decision is, or what's being held, if nothing gets decided for you, everything goes to that investment that you absolutely do not want. If you decide for yourself, everything can change. But that is up to you. Okay? So, you know better, make a plan. What are we doing? If we want different, you gotta do things differently. That's all I got in your recently, Libra. I hope this conversation helped. And yeah, choice ain't easy, but still is necessary. Take care, okay? See ya.